Yo, what up with it? Welcome back to the channel, and I've been giving a whole lot of consideration on my concealed carry setup, how I want it to look, which brand I want to go with, what gun would I like to conceal carry, and most importantly, what holster am I going to use for my concealed carry setup, especially after going through with getting my concealed carry license. Now granted, living in Louisiana, I don't technically have to have the license, being that as of last year I believe we actually have constitutional carry. I went ahead and took the class and got the license anyway because there are a couple benefits with having the license versus someone who only has constitutional carry. But as far as the actual setup, like where I want to carry on my body, what I like to carry on my hip, my back, my appendix, and what type of pistol do I want to carry? Am I going to carry a Glock 43X, a Glock 19, something small like a Glock 26? I started to bounce a lot of ideas like that around in my head, right? So went to my gun collection, you know what I'm saying? I had to kind of break down, what fits my lifestyle the best. So on most days, I do work out a lot and I do a lot of running, especially around town, around the city, and around where I work. Having a full-size pistol like a Glock 17 definitely won't work. Something like a Glock 19 could work, but it'll be a bit heavy to carry on my chest rig when I'm running, because I also run with a chest rig that has a pistol holster in it. So, you want to kind of minimize weight as much as possible while also still protecting yourself, because anything can happen at any time when you least expect it, right? So after all of that going back and forth on how I want to set up and what pistol I want to carry, I ultimately ended up landing on my Glock 26. True, it doesn't hold 15 rounds, but it's better than nothing. I can always protect myself while running and maintaining the amount of weight that I'm carrying, because not only do I run with a chest rig with a pistol in it, I also run with a camel pack with ice and water in it at all times. It's just something that I picked up from the military, and anytime that I go running, I always wear my camel pack because, it gets hot, especially down here in South Louisiana. You might need that water, you know what I'm saying? So back to the actual holster, I ended up doing a whole lot of research on holsters. I had no idea it was that many different holsters out there for so many different specific reasons, scenarios, and setups. And ultimately, it ended up boiling down to two different brands. One was Alienware and the other one was Tier 1 holsters. I was really interested in the Alienware the shapeshifter model, because I felt like it was really versatile. I could switch it from wearing it on my appendix to outside of my my belt, and I could also wear it on my leg if I wanted to. So I felt like, that was the most versatile option for the pistol. But that was until I came across Tier 1, right? Now, when I first came across Tier 1, the very first model that I saw was the Axis Elite. And I saw a lot of great reviews on it. The quality, the build quality, the durability, the longevity of it, how comfortable it was, the way that it curves to your body. People were absolutely praising this holster. So I was like, well, has to be something to it if so many people love it, right? And, after doing further and further research, watching videos on it, going to different Reddit posts, I actually came across another model by them that's a bit newer and a bit more, well, honestly, a lot more modular, right? And also, it didn't have the bungee cord. That was kind of my only negative that I kind of didn't like about the Axis Elite model, was the bungee cord that attaches the two separate pieces. It looks comfortable, it looks really flexible, but just being who I am and just being as rough as I am, especially when I'm outdoors, I wasn't too sure about having that bungee cord being the only thing keeping those two things connected, right? But during all of that research, it ended up leading me to another model that's a bit newer and a bit more modular, right? And that model is the APX holster, and the pistol that I decided to get it made for is the Glock 26. Being that that's my number one option and that's my everyday carry. Being that I can be a bit spontaneous when it comes to running sometimes. I may be in another city and may just decide to get a quick run or something before I head back home. Having that Glock 17 on me all the time is just not the best option, you know what I'm saying? Being able to just grab that Glock 26 and either stick it in my camel bag or now the front of my chest rig is just a whole lot more comfortable and lightweight. So that's the gun that I got it molded for, and it finally came in. It took about 2 weeks to come in, a bit longer than I expected, but I assume that's because I got it for the Glock 26. So I'm gonna just go ahead on and assume that if you were to order it for something like a Glock 19, a more popular Glock, that you may get it a bit faster, because I think that it would make sense for them to just have a bunch of models like that already pre-made and then just maybe make the ones that people request that you don't have in stock, right? So it took a bit longer to come in, but it finally came, and it showed up in the box just like this. When I first opened the box, this was the first thing that I saw folded right on top, and everything was on the inside. So when you do order from them, you do get this pretty dope bag. It's not the best bag in the world, but it is a dope little addition for your package. I mean, you can honestly use it for anything, right? It's better than not having it. That's just the way I look at it. And inside the bag is actually where all the magic is, right? So Here it is, the APX by Tier 1. So as you can see, the color that I decided to go with is Coyote Brown. I think that this color just feels the most, I don't know, professional to me. You know, this color just seems the most natural to me. It feels the most professional. Like I say, I've never been the type of person to, you know, have a lot of colorful guns, colorful holsters. That's just never really been my thing. And as you can see, everything on this holster appears to be modular, and it gives you the freedom and the customability to mold it to your body or your specific needs, or, you know, your environment, or however you may need it to fit. If you need to lower it a bit, raise it a bit, maybe shift it over, the actual magazine holder, you can kind of tilt and cant a little bit just to make it a lot more quicker to switch mags and draw that magazine out or draw this pistol out. This is the one that I fell in love with, and this is the one that I absolutely had to get the very moment that I saw it. And immediately, right out of the gate, my number one plus about it is that it doesn't have that bungee cord connecting these two components. Meaning no matter what I'm doing, so long as this is securely attached to my belt, I shouldn't have any problems with anything getting cut, sliced, or slashed and breaking and falling to pieces. And I'm sitting here looking for my pistol, looking for all these different components. This feels a whole lot more durable, and it was actually $10 cheaper. Not sure why, but it turned out to be cheaper straight from the website. I didn't use any discount codes. I didn't use anything like that. And I believe it was like 10 or 15 bucks cheaper than the other model. And you get a whole lot more modularity with this one. So it was a no-brainer for me, right? As far as the reviews on it, honestly, it was about 90 to 95% positive reviews. The only recommendations that I got from people as far as improvements for it were to change these two plastic I guess clips right here. I haven't gotten around to that yet. So far I just haven't felt the need to really upgrade it or change them, but maybe I'll change my mind further down the line once I get a bit more accustomed to it. But as far as right now, everything feels perfectly fine. I love the way that it curves to my body. I love the hardness of it. It doesn't feel like it'll break, tear, rip, or anything like that. But most importantly, my Glock 26 is secure. I love the snappiness of it. When I drop my pistol in there, I can feel it snap. And you know, that's extremely reassuring, right? The last thing you want to do is end up in a random fist fight or something, or end up falling over or something and have the gun fall out of the holster. I mean, what good is that gonna do, right? But next I'm gonna show you how my Glock 26 looks in it, how it feels on my body while wearing a holster, and I'm gonna show you the concealability of this holster and the Glock 26 while wearing a couple of different outfits, right? So in hopes that, you know, this can kind of help you at home and kind of help you with your purchasing decision. And also, while I'm on the subject, new merch is on the way, so make sure y'all keep an eye out for that. I will be starting off with these crossbody bags and some t-shirts coming to a channel near you soon, so make sure you keep an eye out on this for your boy. And let's get right into it. So as you can see, here we have the Glock 26. And before we get started, y'all know the drill. Everything in the pistol is clear as it should be, as you can see. As always, safety first. So as you can see, here we have the Glock 26 and here we have the APX holster. And as I was saying earlier, I absolutely love the snappiness of this holster, right? Listen to this. I don't know what it is, but that I just love the way that sounds. It makes me trust this holster with my life and just know that I don't have to worry about this gun slipping out of this holster for any reason, right? And you actually have to give it a bit of a tug for it to come out. Now, I also haven't made any adjustments to this holster. I'm sure you can make this a whole lot more tighter or looser if you want, you know, just depending on your personal preference. But for me, fresh out the factory, I just love it the way it is. I'm probably not gonna do any tweaks. It's just loose enough, it's just tight enough. I love that clickiness. I don't have to worry about it falling out for any reason. And it takes more than just a light tug to get it out. So for me, it's perfect. Love the way it feels. Let y'all get a good little look at that. So yeah, that's the Glock 26 Gen 5 inside of the APX holster in Coyote Brown. As you can see, I'm currently wearing the APX holster in concealed carry with the Glock 26 installed. Also, I should probably add that I don't have a tactical belt or a concealed carry belt by any means. The belt that I'm currently wearing is just my regular work belt. So I'm sure if I was to buy maybe a thinner, more low profile belt to go with this holster, it may actually make it look a whole lot better. And also, this is with 0 adjustments. I have not adjusted a single thing on this holster. This is right out of the box, attached to the belt with the gun on my hip. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that down below. I'll show y'all what it look like with a quick little walk up. Make it look kind of natural. It's not too bad, not too bulky. think it looks kind of cool, but like I was saying, I'm currently only using my work belt, but I am thinking about actually going out to my local gun shop and purchasing a legit tactical belt, and in hopes that it should work a whole lot better than this one, because this belt is, you know, super flimsy, it's soft, you know, it's a military belt, it's a uniform belt. So like I say, this is right out of the box, 0 adjustments with my work belt. This is not a tactical belt. I didn't adjust the different components to help it, you know, help the concealability in any way. This is just right out of the box, and honestly, it's not that bad. It's comfortable. I've sat in with it plenty of times driving in the car. I've walked around with it different places, and honestly, I never got any weird vibes. It never felt weird. It never felt awkward. I never felt like it would fall off or detach or anything like that. So since I've gotten this holster, I will be practicing my draw to, you know, kind of speed that up. You know what I'm saying? Before, I never really had a reason to practice, or honestly, I never really had a concealed carry holster to even practice something like that. But now that I have one, I will be doing a lot more practice with it. You know, practice drawing, get that feel for it, you know, really learn to get that muscle memory of where it is on my hip, so that when I reach for it, I don't miss and I don't grab the wrong part. I can always go exactly to the spot I needed to go to. I don't have to worry about my shirt getting in the way. You know, that's all the things that, you know, practice can help with. So now that I have it, I will be doing a lot more practice on my own time to kind of speed that up and, you know, really use this holster to its full potential. And yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. You know, like I was saying earlier, I'm pretty sure that the belt that you have at home, especially if it's on the tactical side or if it's made for a concealed carry holster, I'm sure it'll work way better than my belt, my little flimsy work belt, right? That'll probably be the next purchase that I get to go along with this holster. So if you yourself have any belt recommendations or tactical belt recommendations that could help the concealability of this holster and gun, make sure you drop that down in the comments below, because we will be coming back for another part 2. Y'all know how we do. But back to the holster. I absolutely love my purchase. Absolutely satisfied with it. Took a bit longer to come in than expected, but it did show up with 0 issues. Everything was put together perfectly fine. Everything was tight. Yeah, and it also came with extra components and pieces to help with the fit and the concealability of it. It came with the tuber Loctite and some extra spacers to add to your holster to help it push against your appendix even more, to help the curvature and to just help the concealability of it. You know, you can add more little spacers on each end, and what these will do is push against the belt and make it curve even more against your stomach or appendix, right? And I mean, honestly, you genuinely can't ask for, you know, a better setup than this, in my opinion. You have the extra pieces you need, extra clip, Loctite. You can make all the adjustments that you need to make. It feels secure, it feels durable, it feels quality. I mean, honestly, I don't even know what more I could say. So far, I really don't have any negatives about it, honestly. But granted, I've also only been wearing it for about 2 months, so, you know, maybe that would change in the future. I don't think so, but I mean, who knows? But yeah, man, this is the APX holster by Tier 1 Tactical, and I most definitely recommend you grab this for yourself if you are in the market for a new concealed carry holster. So y'all make sure y'all drop that recommendation down below for a nice little tactical belt, so I can go ahead on and add that to my holster setup. And that's it, man. So until next time, Water, peace.